Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you here once again. Today I want to show you how I made this super yummy and delicious EDIKAIKONG. This is lit, guys. This recipe is a hit. Just come along with me. Let me show you my ingredients. You need some water leaf. You want to get this in enough quantity because it's going to reduce, it will shrink. We need some ugu as well, salt, seasoning. I'll be using some Pomo, some stockfish, some diced onions. I'll also be blending some Scotch bonnet with onions. I'll be using prawn head, some Bonga fish. You know I'm a huge fan of already. I air fried some meat, shaki, roundabout, intestine and all those things. So I just air fried it. I'll be using some meat stock and some dried fish. I'm using smoked catfish for this recipe. Feel free to use any smoked fish of your choice. It could be panla, it could be any fish at all, but I'm using smoked catfish, and if you can get that, I highly recommend that for this recipe. Pomo is also known as cow skin, and I like to rinse my pomo and also boil it with little salt, seasoning and some onions. This helps to get rid of the smell that it has. This is not compulsory, but this is what I do. We are going to boil this for 5 to 10 minutes, and that's just fine. So in my blender jug, I'll be adding my pepper and my onions. I'll add some water and some prawn head. Feel free to use some crayfish, but I really like the flavor that prawn head gives me, especially in this particular recipe. In this soup, I really like it. Now I'll blend that and just set my pepper aside. Please note, you don't have to use all that Scotch bonnet that I used. You can use 2 or 3, especially if you don't like pepper. I really like spicy food, and that's why I'm using that much. So feel free to use between 2 to 3 Scotch bonnet or as much as you can tolerate. I'll debone my catfish. Please do not discard the head of your catfish. I remove the dirt in it and I just keep that aside. Especially for this recipe, I won't be using it, but you can use it in a lot of dishes. Even if you don't want bone in your food, you can blend it and it will up the flavor of your meal. So I'm just going to keep that aside in the freezer. I'll be adding some hot water to my stockfish and the catfish as well. This will help me get rid of the dirt and insects in it. I'll discard that water immediately. Now this is my pomo that I've boiled, and I've discarded the water I used to boil it. I added stockfish, some diced onions, stock. We'll also season with some Maggi and very little salt. Now I'll be adding in my meat, that's my air fried protein, and my pepper mix. Guys, please note, you do not want to add too many salt in this recipe because water leaf does not hold salt. So it's even better you use very little, and you can sweeten towards the end if you feel you still need to add more salt. But for the beginning, especially if you are using a rich stock, just use very little salt. We are going to allow this to cook for a while, about 20 minutes, so that your meat can be properly soft and also for everything to just combine nicely. Then when the water is a little bit dried, we're going to add some palm oil and our smoked catfish. Now we'll give this a good mix, cover up again, and allow everything to cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. We want most of the liquid to dry up because water leaf has a way of adding liquid to the soup, and you don't want it to be too watery. So we are going to allow this to dry up nicely. You will know your soup is ready for the vegetable when more than half of the liquid is gone. Then we can add in our washed water leaf and just mix that properly. See guys, I told you this is one easy recipe. The taste is divine. The aroma in your kitchen now is heavenly already, and this is one recipe you're going to enjoy. I mean, this looks good already. Just look at it. Now you're going to stir that properly so everything can be well combined. Please do not cover the pot at this point. When you cover your vegetable while it's cooking, the green vegetable that it gives, that green look, you would not achieve it. It just tends to go kind of brown, you know. So do not cover the pot, just leave it. And after it has cooked for about 5 minutes, we'll add in our ugu. Guys, if you're adding periwinkle, this is the time to add it now. Just mix everything together and our soup is ready. I skipped periwinkle because I'm not much of a fan, but please, if you love it, please add it at this point and just enjoy yourself. And that's it, our soup is ready. If this is your first time on my channel, please click the subscribe button and turn post notification on so you can be the first to be notified whenever I make a new video. And if you're an old subscriber, I just want to say thank you for constantly coming back and, you know, watching my videos. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much, guys. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment for me. I enjoyed this with some yellow gari, and see, I'm in food heaven right now. That soft pomo and meat, it's too lit. Till I see you next time again. Bye.